We're here today at the IP Awareness Summit to look at what are IP rights, what are some of the misconceptions associated with IP rights, and how do we address those misconceptions.
It's important for the community, for our leaders, for participants in the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystems to understand the importance of IP to the economy. The importance of IP to our national development and to the development of the human condition across the world.
Intellectual property is about promoting innovation and creativity.
So intellectual property is a way for people to substantiate ideas and inventions. And I think having this understanding allows people to capture those ideas in a meaningful way.
IP is very important to society in general. It fosters innovation and creativity. Brands allow us to make snap decisions, and as a consumer, it provides value to the public in general, and I think the public doesn't realize that value that it adds.
I think intellectual property is fundamental to society. If we don't have intellectual property and rights, so many things that people work on and do to move the country, the world forward will not get done. Simple as that.
One of the things that you sometimes see is people say, well, ideas aren't scarce, that you can copy it without hurting someone else, and therefore it's not true property. But that is entirely the wrong understanding of property. Property is not about protecting scarce resources or preventing people from having fights over them. It's about protecting the new valuable things that are created. Land is not a value, a farm is. Sand is not a value, but semiconductor chips are. And that's what property protects, both in the tangible realm and in the intellectual property realm.
I always hear that IP theft is a victimless crime. It's something that affects, in my case with trademarks, the brands, and the brands have so much money it doesn't really affect anybody else besides that, and it does.
The biggest misunderstanding is that it's too expensive, that it's too time intensive, that it's not worth my time to protect this idea, or maybe it's not worthy of protection. It's a crazy idea that I just happen to think about, in the kitchen or something, and so therefore it's not worthy of looking for that protection.
When you read an article that talks about somebody's patent for his song or copyright in his invention, it makes an IP educator's hair on the back of their neck tremble.
I think everybody in the country needs to understand this message. Everybody in the world. Intellectual property is fundamental to society, and we should start at school-age children and work our way up. Everybody in this world needs to know.
I think the first thing you have to do as a company is right when they join, you have in their orientation, you educate them on the importance of documenting and making sure that they understand the importance of data, then the importance of ideas, the importance of innovation and inventions, on how that can be very meaningful for them, but most importantly for the company to leverage, to protect, to innovate.
Hopefully we are at the beginning of intellectual property education coming into schools at the lowest level. In 10 years' time, I reckon, if you're a university teacher, you will automatically assume that your students will have had some encounter with intellectual property.
It's very important for folks to be educated about the value of intellectual property, and by that I mean the next generation of inventors and entrepreneurs, as well as the current inventors, entrepreneurs, and leaders to understand intellectual property and the value of intellectual property. It is important for us to teach our children how important science, technology, and entrepreneurship in general are, what the valuable career path they might provide, and what great benefits they can bring to our society.